Right, so also, yeah, after the last video of my crankshaft coming back and the problems with the Wassel Hepalite bearing there, I'm going to continue. I've still got the excessive gap on the Comrod's flywheel. I did measure that. That's almost, again you can't really see it, but yeah, it's almost 60 thou, and it should be 10 minimum, 12 max. But a couple of guys in the comments said, you know, is there any chance you could try and have a squeeze it up on the press? But then I haven't got a true instant to check it, so I'm going to run with it. Glued the bearings on. Tell you what, I used that Loctite 638, and that stuff is very impressive. I don't think these things are going to go anywhere anytime soon. It dries within about 20 minutes as soon as you take the air away from it. That thing is, these are not moving. The timing side was the one that was worn the most, the shaft. And again, that makes sense because, you know, this crank's always trying to move that way. So, yeah, this obviously when this is all done up tight, everything, this one's pushed on and is less likely to move. Again, this spacer, as I mentioned in the other episode, is the key thing to keeping these bearings, both sides, centralised in the races. You know, if you go too far one way, it'll rub on the lip on the race, on the drive side, and again, if it's too wide, it'll. If we look at the timing side there, that's lipped as well. So yeah, like I say, it's all about trying to centralise the crank. So what have we got in here? I've put the followers back and the guides, clean them up a little bit, just to make them look nice. There's no, you know, they're all quite rusty, so I'll just clean them up. The pump's back in with a new drive on it. That's a new old stock one again, which I've cleaned up. The retaining clamp goes in there. The pump is on, and I've stuck with the original one. Again, Hepalite do one, but they're very expensive. Like 250 odd quid, 230 quid. And after seeing what they did with the crank pin, I decided to go with the original. There wasn't a lot of wear. I've lapped the gears carefully. It's clean as a whistle now, so I've put it all back together. Bit of weld seal on the gasket, and then nip these up. If you go too tight, there's always a chance you can, you know, the pump will freeze up, but you should be able to spin it by hand, which I can nice and easily. I've pre-oiled it as well. Mustn't forget the mag straps when I'm putting this together. So yeah, I can't see any reason why I can't get the cases together. Again, I'm going to go with. Oh, I've got a sealed bearing in there. It's sealed. It's got shields on both sides. That bearing does not get a lot of lubrication in this system, so the thinking is, they're both shielded. It'll last longer. And got the circlip in. So yeah, I usually just use weld seal on these faces. I see a lot of guys using sort of Harlemar or the, oh, what's it called? The grey gasket. You know, the Yamaha Bond or Honda Bond. I can't remember what the name is, 12 something other. But I like the weld seal, to be honest. It's, you know, it's easily removed, and I've always found it worked. So we'll try, we'll see what happens. So yeah, it's ready to go back together. Oh, I did see one post on one of the threads on Facebook about this, going back to this crank pin Epilite one. Somebody suggested that it was actually copied off an oversized crank pin. Apparently, in the day when these flywheels and the taper wore, to get over that, they actually made an oversized crank pin, BSA, and Epilite, Wassel, whatever you want to call them, they copied the oversized one, and that's why you've got clearance issues. The tapers are too big. Whether that's true, I don't know, but yeah, somebody put a comment on one of the Facebook pages about it. So I don't think they will close up anymore. The guy who did it, I'd be very surprised if he, he didn't close them up as much as he could do. So yeah, this is the last time we'll see this until it goes in the engine. But I've decided at some point I am going to try and refurbish the other crank myself and see what we can come up with on that. So yeah, ready to go together. So the next one, hopefully everything will be sealed up and we can get it back in the bike and start adding some other bits. Okay guys, catch you in the next one. Yeah, I thought you guys would appreciate a little video of my hermetically sealed engine building facility. I always think if it's on the floor, I can't drop it, can I? It de-risks it. I'm sure the McLaren Formula 1 team garages, sure they put engines together in a similar fashion. We've got the well seal on there. I know a lot of people use the 3-bond stuff, the grey. I think it's got various names: Yamaha Bond, Honda Bond, but yeah, the 3-bond 1207 something or other. But yeah, I like the well seal. I'll give that a good hour to go off. It says 5 minutes, just let it flash the solvent off, but I give it quite a while. I might just give it a little extra coat as well. Bit of assembly lube on the bearings, and it's probably something I've forgotten in there. I've got the engine straps on. Somebody's probably watching this screaming, "You've forgotten this, you've got to pull it all apart again." I think we're there. Yeah, I suppose with these sort of engines, obviously you want everything clean, you don't want bits of grit floating around, but it's the clean oil. Obviously it's important, but it's not as important as if this was a shell bearing engine like on the matchless. Those things rely on clean oil, filtered oil, so those very delicate shell bearings don't get damaged. But yeah, so when this engine runs, I'll just warm it up slightly, then dump the oil and put some fresh in just in case there are any little bits of fluff and flotsam and jetsam in there. So but yeah, time to get these cases back together and move on. Okay guys, so back in the engine rebuilding workshop, on the floor in the garage. Yeah, so the cases are now together, and then the well seal is oozing out. I think I've remembered everything. I think everything's the right way around. Oil pumps in, and it's spindle moving nice and freely. I have pre-oiled this. Yeah, I've decided to keep the original pump. I could have done a little video actually. I did use some very fine lapping compound on the gears. Obviously cleaned it out afterwards, but yeah, just so they were sitting perfectly without any interference. Nip these up, don't over tighten them again. It's that very soft pot metal, they call Myzak or something. yeah, you can distort it if you tighten it up too tight, a bit like with the carburetors, I guess. Yeah, got the original sump plate. Don't know why it's yellow. Got a bit carried away at some point. Painted it. Don't know why you'd do that, but yeah, a bit weird. And then this the gauze. Again, this dark stuff's just well sealed from ages past, I think. That's not a big issue, as long as this bit's clean. I don't quite see the point of it, because those would be pretty big chunks to get through that. But yeah, I suppose it protects the pump from the bigger rocks. So yeah, we'll get this together. I'll give these a little dress. I don't know whether to just use a bit of grease or a little bit of weld seal, just a little light dusting with weld seal, I think. And the plug spins quite nicely. I cleaned up the threads on that as well. The drain plug there. And yeah, keep going. Yeah, so we've got the sump plate back on. And it's oddball gauze that's perforated all the way around. And I just looked, Dragonfly sell a better version, so it's not perforated on the outside, so there's less chance of leaks. I wish it's not overly expensive. We'll see if we get any leaks. I'll go and buy one. But yeah, I've used the old nuts, because these nuts, if you look, are slightly fatter than a standard nut. You know, quarter nut. It's got one old ball on, and I suppose it was so you could get over the lip when you're tightening them up. This one's harder to get at because of it. I'll focus. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'd love to try and find some original, one original BSA nut. These are obviously very chewed, but yeah, I'm going to keep them. Anyway, keep moving on. Okay guys, so we're back on the workshop floor, the safest place for any engine reassembly. Yeah, so the gear pinion is a good used one. The one I had, the worm drive, was worn. I don't know if this will focus in, guys, but yeah, this is a lot better and suits the new old stock pump drive. The only difference I noticed was the timing marks. If you look, are on the teeth. And the one I had, the timing marks are on the actual shaft itself. So there's a dot for the exhaust and a line for the inlet. Very simple. The intermediate gear with its new bush, I did go a little bit over when I reamed it with one of those adjustable reamers. It went a little bit too far, and there's a tiny bit of rock, but we're going to run with it. Yeah, we're not stopping now. The only thing I haven't done, and I wish I had, is the plate. Of course, and I forgot there's a bush in here, but the problem is it's riveted. I have had a look online and had a read up on some articles, but nobody explains the best way to replace it. It is quite heavily worn, you can see. I would like to replace that. I might just pop down to Dragonfly. I don't have the ability to rivet. I don't even know if it's not riveted. So, yeah, I don't know how that's done. If anybody knows, let me put it in the comments, please, because that'll let the side down a little bit. That yeah, I'll cut back in. I'll put the other cam on. I've only just cleaned these cams up. These are the replacement cams. Remember, the other ones were mega pitted. These are nice used ones. A few little marks, but like I said, the old ones were. If you look at the other video, severely pitted. These are lovely. Cleaned up really nice. And the bushes are good as well. So let me put him on there. Put the cam plate on. Timing plate even.